to IV Bags and Red Flags.
Where the saline runs fast and the red flags run faster.
I'm Natalie.
And I'm Ansley.
And today we're going to be talking about how we met. So we had this pre-recorded a while ago, but life kind of happened, and here we are.
We haven't put an episode out in probably, 6 months?
Yeah, it's been a while. We had 2 pre-recorded. I'm about to drop one later, but the other one, the microphone was messed up and it was super echoey. So anyways, just some small life updates. One is we passed last semester, so I know we were worried about not making it.
I think our last episode was that we failed an exam. Update, we passed.
We did.
We're still here and we're not booted back.
Thank God.
I know y'all were worried.
Because we were on pins and needles. And then we're both single now, so heck
Yay!
yeah.
Yay!
That was.
Love that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I will say going through a breakup during nursing school is probably something that's not easy, but you know what? We did it.
And we did it together.
We sure did.
So live, laugh, love.
Okay.
No love. Anyway.
What is love? What is love? I think somebody wrote a song about that. Maybe. I don't know.
Somewhere
Anyway.
along the line.
So, how we met. So, a lot of people ask, are you guys sisters? Are you guys twins? Like,
Cousins, family,
related at all?
none of the above.
Literally nothing. So, I guess I can start out Okay, so for the specific nursing program that we're in, we had to have our CNA before we were able to start the nursing program. And I didn't have that, she didn't have that. So you take a written portion online, and then you take an in-person part, which is like the skills part, and that part is in person. So
We took our classes at 2 separate locations though. So like she took hers at one location, I took mine at another location. So I didn't know her from class or anything.
we had no idea, like I'd never seen her before. So we had to drive an hour from where we live, and I was standing in line, and one of the girls, I recognized her. She had been through the same program I was, just went on different days. And so I was talking to her, and Ansley was behind me, and someone was eavesdropping on my conversation.
That would be me.
And she jumped in and started talking about,
Cause I was flying solo, I didn't know anybody, and I was an introvert. So I was like, hey, I heard y'all were in the nursing program.
so she started talking about that, and when we talked in line, we still didn't realize that we had gotten into the same program and we're gonna start at the same time. We didn't notice that. So we had to line up outside, and they finally let us go in. And the lady was like, you have to come in this room, check in, and then I'll post who's gonna be your partner. And so these random people you don't know. And I figured out we had the same last initial, and I was like, okay, so then we'll probably be together. So sure enough, we were the first 2 to go.
Lo and behold, she calls us both back there, and I'm like, yay, I'm just eavesdropping on this girl's conversation, and now we're partners.
So we go in this little room, I guess it's like their break room, and we sit down, and the lady's like, I have to set everything up, I'll come get you in a second. So we made a deal. Ansley looked at me, because Ansley ended up going first, and she looks at me and she's like, so if I start like doing something wrong, like, let me know.
I was like, give me a subtle hint, but don't tell me. Like, you know.
Like, don't make it obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now that I know Ansley on a more deeper level, I realize she can't take subtle hints. Like, subtle hints are not in her thing. She's just very like, oh. So, but I didn't know that then. So, every skill that she got, because they take you to a room and you kind of, did we draw a number? Like, how did we do it? Or did she just randomly pick it?
I think she randomly picked it.
Okay, so.
Because you had to have one certain skill, like, but it was like different categories, but there was like 3 skills under each category. So I think she just randomly picked it.
Okay, so her skills, she had to do everything to me. So on every single person had to do a vital sign, and then wash your hands. That was everybody. And then you had 3 additional skills. So she washed her hands, and then she did the blood pressure on me. Then you had to move me from the from the bed to the chair. Then you had to do range of motion.
Range of motion? Yeah. But when I moved you from the bed to the chair, apparently you were helping me too much, and she got on to you a little bit.
Yeah, she was like, don't help her. And I was like,
I'm here.
I'm not going to make her pick up my dead body weight. Like, what do you mean? I can pull myself up. So yeah, she was like, put your arms down. She was sweet though. But then she was like,
she was very nice.
And I was like, okay. She was like, don't help her. And I was like, okay. And what was the other one? You had to do range of motion.
And feed you applesauce.
Oh, yes, that was the first one. Okay.
Okay, so I did hand washing, and then I had to take her blood pressure. And then she was like, okay. She was like, you've got feed her, feeding. And then she was like, there's applesauce in the kitchen, whatever. Go and get it and bring it back. So I did that. And then I did range of motion, and then I did transfer from bed to wheelchair.
So the applesauce one, she had to tuck the napkin into my shirt. Like, she had to do the whole thing, whole entire thing. I had to act like I couldn't move, okay? And so I had to sit there, and she tucks the napkin in my shirt, and she takes the applesauce, and she has to, you did like 3 bites, and I have to do
she told me, she was like, you can't just do 1 bite. She was like, you've got to do multiple, because I asked her, I was like,
do I have to feed her? Like, she asked her.
Because I was like, you had to feed her. Feed her the whole thing. And she was like, no, just half of it. That's the biggest container of applesauce that I'd ever seen. It was like 3 or 4 bites.
And I was like, and at one point, somehow it got on my face. And I can't move, so she has to wipe my face.
I took the napkin, and I literally thought, like, Natalie was like a toddler. Like, I literally, had to dry her mouth, everything.
I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And then you had to give me water. Did you have to give
me? I did give you juice. It was juice or water or something.
And I had to drink it. It was so funny because I did not know this girl at all. So then we do the range of motion. I have to lay down on this bed. And she's having to do a range of motion of my ankle and my knee. But she's moving my whole entire leg, so she was doing range of motion on my hip. And so I was laying on the bed, and because we had talked about the subtle hint, I was trying to lock my legs, or my one leg, so she couldn't move it. So she wasn't doing the range of motion on my hip. I was trying to lock it, but she was pushing against my force, and I was like, we're gonna pop a hip. But
yeah, looking back, I was.
And then the lady was like, so you're doing range of motion on.
And I said, her leg.
And I was like, knee. It's my knee. And
because it was your knee and ankle, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, but she finally got it. We both passed. But so I had to do mine. The only thing I had to do on Ansley was I literally had to do your blood pressure,
and that was it.
That was all I had to do.
The rest she did by herself. It was like
I had peri-care,
gown,
catheter care. Oh, I had to take the PPE off. I had to put it on and then take it off.
And didn't you have foot care?
No. No, because I would have had to do that on you. I would have
these toes.
I would have had to wash your feet. I would have blocked you. I'm just kidding.
But now looking back, people are like, how'd y'all meet? And we're like, well, I actually fed her applesauce the first time, which is insane because looking back, there's no way that I could do that now.
There's no way you could feed me applesauce.
It took 5 takes just to film the intro of this.
It did take 5 takes. Yeah, I don't know. That is hilarious though. That's how we met. And then so after I did her blood pressure, she was able to go in the lobby, and so she waited on me to come out, and that's kind of how we figured out that we were in the same. Because a week later, not even a week. It was like
because in line or after we got done, I was like, hey, can I get your number, just like to find just to find out if you like pass or whatever, and because we both while we were talking in line. We were like, oh, where are you from? So we figured out that we came from the same place or the same area. And we're like, oh, well, if we're in the same cohort, then we can just ride together. And so I was like, can I get your number? Smoothest way to get her number.
Yeah. Well, it was very smooth after feeding me applesauce.
And
So then we texted the next day, but we had a lot of orientation stuff, and we had this boot camp that we had to go to for school. And so we were like, we'll just ride together because we didn't really know anybody. But that's kind of how our whole group got introduced. So it's me and Ansley and Tiana, we call her Tina, Ebony and Jackie and Madison. So I knew Jackie and Ebony from lab. We had microbiology lab together, and they were my lab partners. They were never there. Love them, but they were never there. They said that it was like twice I didn't go to class. It was either Ebony wasn't there or Jackie wasn't there. I give them such a hard time about that. But I texted them about being in our group, and then Tina, I met her through the same CNA place. We did our clinicals together there, and that's how we became friends. So when we got to orientation, I was like, hey guys, this is everyone.
Natalie's the ringleader, and then Madison got brought in. My first clinical rotation, she was in my clinical group, and we got talking at night. She was like, well, I don't have a group. And I was like, well, come join our group. It's pretty cool. So now she's the third redhead. How many redheads are there in our cohort?
Oh, in our cohort? No, it's just us three.
It's just us three.
Yeah,
We're
and we
all
all
in the
sit
same group.
together.
Yeah. So it's real confusing. Maybe one day they'll get
Maybe one day they'll get
a preview on here.
Yeah, they might. I will say though, and I think we've said this in our previous podcast, but it was so long ago, who knows, that your group is like your rocks. Like, especially for last semester, like I know we talked a little bit about it, but like
for the 2 episodes that we filmed.
The 2 episodes, that wasn't even the hardest time, but last semester was really like, it was so bad, but they grounded us. Like, we all kind of grounded each other because we were all struggling at one point. Like, it was bad. It was a tough semester. It was the hardest semester that we had been in. But really that group, like, holding us together and, like, I don't know, it's just, they're the best people and, like, the bestest of friends. And, like, half the time in our group chat, we don't even talk about school. We're literally talking about other things.
Life.
Life, or, like, what's going on, or, like, something that irritated us. But finding that group is, like, the most important thing about nursing school, because it's hard. It is hard. Like, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Like, genuinely.
You're bonded in a way that you never thought you could be bonded with somebody.
No, literally. Like, it's trauma.
Yeah.
It's literally trauma bonded, because, like, there's stuff that happens in each program. And, like, I've talked to other people that were also in different nursing programs. They say that they have, like, certain things that happen in theirs, but I don't know, it's just different when you're in the same cohort going through the same exact thing. Like, there's just stuff that's kind of out of your control that you can't really help, but
they're there for you to talk to about it, because they're genuinely the only ones that get it.
Yeah, like, your friends and family can support you, and, like, they do. My family supports me so much, but, like, these people, like, they just know because they're going through it with you, and they understand that, like, you're stressed out because you're worried. Especially, like I said, last semester, we were so worried about these exams and stuff. We all kind of crunched down and, you know, shared notes and, like,
there was so much due, like, back to back to back to back. Like, if I would forget something, then Natalie would say something, or somebody else would forget something. Like, it's really just a group effort.
They're not even friends. They're literally your family. They become your family because, like she said, like, we are so, like, trauma bonded from this. It's, like I said, because of last semester, I mean,
we thought the first few semesters were hard. And then last semester came our way, and then, oh boy. I feel like they always say there's one semester that really kicks your butt, and that was it.
Yeah, it was like that SpongeBob meme where Patrick is, like, slamming the thing around. That was us. We were being slammed around last semester. It was so bad. It was awful. I have never cried more over school unless I was in like second grade crying over math at the dinner table. But like, I cried so much last semester because it was just so difficult and there was so much going on in my personal life and it was just so like, it was horrible. So like, we had to do a little mental health check there for
A few weeks, months.
yeah, months. It was a few months.
Yeah.
We were all like, okay, are we okay? Can everybody check in?
No.
Because we almost went on a groupie sock vacation. I would have so fast. It was so bad. And everybody's like, well, what made it so bad? I'm like, there's not just one thing. It was just,
It's a buildup of this after this after this after this. And then there was so much miscommunication between everybody. Like, no one was solely responsible for it. It was just it was a group effort.
there was a lot that was just not happening.
And then our exams wouldn't line up, and then they wouldn't line up, and then
Yeah, that was
You had-
confusing.
yeah.
Which, I mean, it helped because you could solely focus on one thing, but it also felt like it didn't matter how hard you studied, you still weren't. I mean, luckily for each class last semester, I only failed one exam, and I barely failed the exam.
that was the last podcast we recorded.
Yes, but I was still like right on that 75, 76. So going into the final, our healthcare, man, that final, I walked out of that final, I've never felt more defeated in my entire life.
We went to the gym afterwards. Natalie could not sit down. I was like, Natalie, it's okay. And she was like, no. She said, I gotta go. She said, I gotta keep doing something. She's like, take my phone, just in case they post the grade. Mind you, usually after exams, we take a nap.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No. We didn't take a nap.
We came back here, and I paced this whole apartment. I was literally.
She could not sit down.
I was
at all.
in here. I was walking the side of the bed. Then I walked out. Then I walked in the living room. I came back. I said, Ansley, can we please go to the gym? And she was like, yes. So we went.
She's never asked to go to the gym.
I don't ask. I'll literally be like, I'll avoid the gym at all costs. But I was like, can we please go? Because I need to get this weird energy out. Because I was like, I just knew I failed. The way that I felt coming out of that exam, I was like, that's it. That's a wrap. I was like, I'm leaving all my friends behind. Like,
But
it was so
We
bad.
literally prepared for the worst, though. I was like, okay, guys, I'll see y'all a semester after you graduate.
I was literally like, okay, we're going to graduate in May of 27 now. Like, it's okay. Like, not a big deal.
A degree's a degree, but
It doesn't matter when you get it.
then
Literally.
I feel like after each exam, we're like, okay, gotta start studying for the next one. Like, I felt guilty taking a 1-day break when you should not feel guilty
No,
at all.
literally.
But I did.
I felt guilty. Like,
I felt guilty for taking a nap, for
we really.
going home.
I
felt guilty for anything. If I was not studying, I was like, I feel like I should be studying. Still make a 75.
Literally, didn't matter. Yeah, we would call each other and I'd be like, did you study? And you were like, no. I'm like, okay, good.
Me either.
I don't feel behind. But then she would start studying and I'm like, oh, I gotta study. Or the other way around. It was a hard knock life. But, I mean, we made it. And in the midst of that, we booked a cruise for spring break. So
Okay, so we thought, why not? We might as well go ahead and say it. In the midst of the hardest semester, we're like, spring break is next semester. Talking about this semester, okay? So we're like, we might as well book a cruise.
Because why not? Why not? We did this in like, I want to think it was like August or September when we started the process of looking at
Because we
it.
had mentioned it a few times, but we never said anything like set in stone. And then we're like, one day we're like, pull the trigger. And we were like,
did.
booked it. And I was like, okay, it's set. So, go ahead.
So at the time, we were both in a relationship. And so when we when we booked it, everything was fine. Danny,
Sunshine and rainbows.
everything was hearts and love until it wasn't. So my relationship ended before Ainsley's relationship, and so I guess part of this podcast can be how do you manage a heartbreak while you're going through the worst time of your life.
We won't do how to manage a relationship.
Because I don't know how to do that. Clearly. So when we booked the cruise, we were both still dating our significant others. Then my significant other and myself decided, I guess we're gonna cut ties. But half the trip was already paid for. Not by the nursing student. Do with that information as you will. So I was like, what do we do? And so all the way up until he was like, I'm gonna go. Okay, he didn't go. So yeah, he ended up not going, which is fine. It ended up being fine. I'd never been on a cruise, so I was looking forward to going to the cruise, and I was like, Ainsley, if we go on this cruise, I might not be in the same cohort as you, but we'll still have fun. And she was like, please shut up. And then
okay, so yes, like she said, my relationship was sunshine and rainbows. Also, when we booked the cruise, and then it was probably like November, December. Yeah, I had started really considering the future and like life after nursing school if that semester didn't boot me behind. But I was like, okay, what if I actually stay on track? And I was thinking about the future, and then I had some talks and had some prayers, and I was like, well, so we went on the cruise, and then after the cruise, well, me and my significant other went on the cruise, and then
I was also on the cruise.
yeah, we were on the same.
I was third wheeling, but they weren't together.
Well, before the cruise, a few months prior, we'd had some discussions, and we're like, okay, maybe it's time to either take a break or go our separate ways, and everybody was civil. We were all good. There was no hard feelings, anything like that. So we went on the cruise. We had a great time.
It was.
I mean, there wasn't anything bad about it. Like, I really enjoyed it. But we had also, one thing about the cruise is we didn't get the refund package or the security, I guess is protection plan, whatever you want to call it. So once you pay, your money's there. You can't really get it back. So that was another issue that we had.
So we learned from this that next time we will pay the extra money.
Or just go with your 100% sure you're going to go with.
Yeah. Because the whole time we were like, I don't care who goes, me and you are going. We deserved it, okay? After literally going through the trenches last semester, I'm going on this cruise. I don't care if I have to go by myself. No, literally, like, I had a countdown and everything.
Yeah. So, we went on the cruise, everything was fine, and then after the cruise, we decided to go our separate ways, but we're all good. We're both civil, it didn't end bad at all, so
yeah,
it's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, my relationship didn't end bad either. It just ended. kind of out of the blue, but it's okay. You know, no hard feelings there. There's no hate, no animosity, like, still friends. That was a mayonnaise word. But yeah, we're good. He didn't go on the cruise, which was fine.
But the three of us had fun.
We really did have a good time. It was a very fun cruise. It was the best first cruise ever.
I know, I drug her along for a 7-day cruise? 6-day cruise?
Yeah, it was a 6-day cruise. 6 nights, 7 days.
Yeah.
And that was my first one. It was great. I didn't want to get off. I was literally very sad going home. But here we are. Kind of how to manage the heartbreak. I didn't.
I'm still figuring it out. The cruise was what, a month ago?
Mm-hmm. So me and my ex broke up. Was it December? Mm-hmm. I think it was December. So I had been. How do you say that? Like, more broken up. We started the process of breaking up like right after we paid for half the cruise. So like October, but we officially ended things in December. But at that point in my life, I was not in a place to process anything that had happened because I was literally just trying to survive nursing school. So that's really was my only focus. I did not care what was going on. during that time. I just didn't care because I was like, whatever, sure, have a good life.
Yeah.
But then it kind of sunk in, and I was like, and we started this semester, and this semester has been completely different. There's a lot of stuff to do, but it's more time management than like course load work.
I feel like I'm doing a whole lot outside of the classroom.
Yeah.
Like assignments, clinical,
A project.
projects, everything. I mean, it's
Which
fine
is,
with me.
yeah, that's, yeah, I don't care. Clinicals, we've had several different clinicals. I've had 2 specialty clinicals, and then we have our regular clinical.
Yes, we have.
Oh gosh, that'll be another podcast. But yeah, I think we did a good job surviving in the wilderness last semester, and
Hope y'all survived the 6 months that you didn't hear from us.
that's true. And I know you missed how we met because
I think we said that in the second episode. We're like, next you're gonna hear how we met, and it never got published.
yeah. But I'm kind of glad it didn't because the audio on it was kind
It
of
was
trash. Yeah. But yeah, that's how we met. We became friends. We've been besties for the besties.
Yay!
I think we accidentally got locked in for life, but
And it just so happens we both have red hair, same build, same height.
everything.
Literally
The only
everything.
difference, and a lot of people will say this, and even some of our professors will be like, I can tell the difference because Natalie has a nose ring. That's like the only difference. Because we both have blue eyes. We're both the same height. Especially when we have to wear a uniform.
Yeah,
We look alike.
it is a lot.
And in October, we dressed up as,
Oh yeah,
we did Parent Trap.
for Halloween, for class. Okay. They were like, okay, yeah, okay. It was Halloween and we had class, so they're like, but we had an exam. So they're like, y'all can dress up, whatever. So the class was like, oh yeah, I'll dress up. We walk in, mind you, it's 20 degrees outside. We walk in, we're both dressed up as the Parent Trap, have the best outfit. Everybody else is in sweatpants and a hoodie. And I'm like, where's everybody else's outfit?
They were like, we're gonna do Pitbull, or we're gonna do the.
I'm gonna wear this costume.
Yeah.
We walk
Nobody.
in, nobody.
Nobody.
We
So
won the contest.
we did.
And our professor,
Called me Ansley when I was leaving. I went to go to the bathroom, and she was like, Ansley, where are you going? I said, that's not my name. I said, you've known me all semester. Love her though.
she's great.
Love her. She was like, crap. She was like, why are y'all wearing the same clothes? Why'd you do this? I said, we're Parent Trap. She said, you are, aren't you? I said, yeah, girl.
Yeah, you didn't know it.
Yeah, girl. We sure are. But yeah, really couldn't ask for a better homie. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? So, find your people in nursing school. And before you get into nursing school, even if you go into nursing school and you don't have friends yet, make them because you will bond.
Yes.
Be your,
They will be your besties for the resty.
really.
Promise you that.
Because I can be like, remember that one time in nursing school?
Probably not.
Well, Dora doesn't remember anything. But thank you so much for tuning in.
On that note,
Hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you next time.